Have you ever wondered if you're still attractive or if people simply see you as an older man? As the years pass, it's easy to believe that youth is the only thing people notice. But what if that isn't true? The reality is that many older men underestimate their own appeal. Attraction doesn't disappear with age, it evolves. In fact, some of the qualities women value most, such as confidence, emotional stability, experience, and a calm presence, often become stronger over time. The surprising part is that these qualities are easy to overlook because they don't show up in the mirror, they show up in the way people respond to you. In today's video, we're going to explore 8 signs that you may be a genuinely attractive older man, even if you've never thought of yourself that way. Some of these signs are obvious once you notice them, while others are so subtle that most men dismiss them completely. And make sure you stay until the very end, because the 8th sign is the one that changes how many older men see themselves. Once you recognize it, you'll begin to understand that real attractiveness has far less to do with age than you may have believed. Before we begin, if you enjoy videos that celebrate confidence, healthy aging, and meaningful relationships, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. And let me know you're watching by leaving a 1 in the comments below. If this topic doesn't resonate with you, simply comment 0. Now let's begin with the first sign. Sign 1. Younger women feel comfortable around you. Think about the last time you spoke with a younger woman, perhaps a cashier, a neighbor, a colleague, or even a waitress at your favorite restaurant. Did the conversation end quickly, or did she seem happy to keep talking? Did she smile naturally, ask you another question, or laugh even when the conversation was simple? One of the strongest indicators of genuine attraction is comfort. When people feel uneasy, they tend to keep conversations brief, avoid eye contact, and look for an excuse to leave. But when someone feels relaxed around you, their body language changes. They smile more freely, maintain eye contact a little longer, and never seem to be in a hurry to end the interaction. For many younger women, an older man's appeal has very little to do with trying to look 25 again. In fact, constantly trying to appear younger can sometimes have the opposite effect. What often stands out instead is a sense of emotional steadiness. A man who listens without interrupting, speaks without needing to dominate the conversation, and remains calm even in busy or stressful situations naturally creates a feeling of safety. That quality is surprisingly attractive because it is becoming increasingly rare. Imagine 2 men walking into the same room. One immediately tries to impress everyone, speaking loudly and drawing attention to himself. The other simply greets people with a warm smile, listens carefully, and speaks with quiet confidence. While the first man may be noticed first, it is often the second man who leaves the more lasting impression. Life experience plays an important role here. After decades of navigating careers, relationships, family responsibilities, and personal challenges, many older men develop a calmness that cannot be taught. They no longer feel the need to prove themselves in every conversation. That quiet confidence allows other people to relax, and younger women often respond positively to that feeling without even realizing why. This doesn't mean every friendly conversation is a sign of romantic interest. Many people are simply kind by nature. But if you consistently notice younger women enjoying your company, extending conversations, asking about your experiences, or finding reasons to continue talking, it's worth recognizing that your presence may be more appealing than you think. The most attractive part of you may not be your face, your height, or your wardrobe. It may be the sense of peace people feel when they're around you, and that's an important reminder. Real attractiveness isn't about demanding attention. It's about creating an atmosphere where others feel comfortable being themselves. For many older men, that quiet strength becomes one of their greatest qualities and one of the clearest signs that age has added to their appeal rather than taken it away. Sign 2. People often compliment your style and appearance. Perhaps someone says, "That's a great jacket." A friend asks where you had your hair cut. a waitress mentions that you always look well put together, or someone tells you that you have a pleasant cologne without you ever bringing attention to it yourself. These compliments may seem small, but they rarely happen by accident. People don't usually comment on someone's appearance unless something genuinely stands out. One of the advantages of growing older is that many men stop chasing trends and begin developing a style that reflects who they are. Instead of wearing clothes because they're fashionable, they choose pieces that fit well, feel comfortable, and express their personality. That authenticity often leaves a stronger impression than trying to dress decades younger. The same is true for grooming. A neat haircut, a well-kept beard, clean shoes, or a subtle fragrance communicates something before you even say a word. It tells people that you value yourself and take pride in how you present yourself. That isn't vanity, it's self-respect. When you know you've taken care of yourself, you naturally stand a little taller, smile a little more, and interact with others with greater ease. People notice that change, even if they can't explain exactly why. Consider two men of the same age. Neither is a movie star, and neither has a perfect physique. One wears wrinkled clothes, neglects his grooming, and gives the impression that he has stopped caring. The other chooses clean, well-fitting clothing, keeps his hair tidy, and pays attention to the little details. Most people will find the second man more appealing, not because he's more handsome, but because he projects self-respect and confidence. The good news is that style has very little to do with expensive brands. A simple button-down shirt that fits properly will usually look better than a designer outfit that doesn't suit the person wearing it. True style comes from understanding what works for you, rather than trying to imitate someone else. As we grow older, appearance becomes less about looking younger and more about looking your best at the age you are today. That mindset is attractive because it reflects maturity, confidence, and self-acceptance. If you've ever received compliments about your clothing, your haircut, or even the way you carry yourself, don't dismiss them. They may be quiet reminders that others see qualities in you that you've stopped noticing yourself. And if you agree that taking care of yourself is worthwhile at any age, leave a 1 in the comments below. I'd love to know how many of you believe that confidence begins with self-respect. Sign 3. Women give you lingering looks. Have you ever looked up in a coffee shop and caught someone looking at you, only for her to glance away a second later? Or perhaps you noticed a woman at the grocery store making eye contact more than once. Maybe it happened while you were taking a walk, waiting in line, or exercising at the gym. Your first reaction might have been, "I'm probably imagining it." But sometimes you're not. Eye contact is one of the most powerful forms of nonverbal communication. Long before people decide to start a conversation, their eyes often reveal curiosity, interest, or admiration. While a quick glance can happen for countless reasons, a second look or a gaze that lingers just a little longer than usual can suggest that something about you has captured another person's attention. That something isn't always physical appearance. It could be the way you carry yourself. It could be your posture, your calm expression, or the quiet confidence you project without saying a single word. People naturally notice individuals who appear comfortable in their own skin, and that kind of presence often becomes more attractive with age. Imagine you're sitting alone in a cafe, reading a newspaper, or enjoying a cup of coffee. You're not checking your phone every few seconds or trying to attract attention. Across the room, someone looks your way once, then looks back again. She isn't necessarily planning to introduce herself, but for a brief moment, something about you stood out enough to make her look twice. The same thing can happen at the gym. A younger man may try to impress everyone by lifting the heaviest weights or making himself the center of attention. An older man who exercises with consistency, confidence, and good manners often leaves a very different impression. His discipline, composure, and self-control speak louder than any dramatic display. It's important to keep this sign in perspective. A lingering look is not proof of romantic interest, and it shouldn't be interpreted as a guarantee that someone is attracted to you. People look at others for many different reasons. However, When these moments happen repeatedly, when women naturally make eye contact, smile after catching your gaze, or seem to notice you wherever you go, it may be a quiet indication that your presence is more appealing than you realize. The mistake many older men make is assuming that attention belongs only to the young. They convince themselves that if someone looks their way, it must be coincidence. As a result, they overlook small but meaningful moments that reflect how others genuinely perceive them. Confidence doesn't always begin with grand compliments. Sometimes it begins by recognizing the subtle signals that are already there. So, the next time someone holds your gaze for just a little longer than expected, don't rush to dismiss it or overanalyze it. Simply accept it as a reminder that attractiveness isn't always announced with words. Sign 4. People often ask you for advice. Do people regularly come to you with questions? Perhaps a younger coworker asks how you would handle a difficult situation. A neighbor wants your opinion before making an important decision. Even strangers may ask for directions, recommendations, or a helping hand instead of approaching someone else nearby. People don't ask everyone for advice. They instinctively choose someone who appears approachable, trustworthy, and emotionally steady. Before a single word is spoken, your posture, facial expression, and the way you carry yourself send a message. They tell others whether you're likely to be patient, thoughtful, and willing to help. That's why two men of the same age can receive completely different reactions. One may be ignored, while the other naturally becomes the person everyone turns to. The difference isn't necessarily education, wealth, or social status. More often, it's the quiet confidence that comes from experience. As we grow older, life teaches lessons that no book can provide. You've likely dealt with career setbacks, raised a family, cared for loved ones, overcome disappointments, and celebrated hard-earned successes. Those experiences shape the way you speak, listen, and respond to others. People can sense that. Imagine a young couple trying to choose their first home improvement project. They notice an older gentleman in the hardware store and ask for his opinion about the right tools. Or think about a new employee who quietly approaches you after a meeting because they trust your judgment more than anyone else's. These moments aren't random. They happen because your presence inspires confidence. Interestingly, physical appearance still plays a part. A man who looks well-groomed, stands with confidence, and speaks calmly reinforces the impression that he is dependable. When good self-care is combined with years of real-life experience, it creates a kind of attractiveness that goes far beyond looks alone. This is one of the reasons many women find mature men appealing. It's not just that they have lived longer, it's that they often make other people feel supported and understood. The ability to listen without rushing, to offer advice without judging, and to remain calm under pressure is incredibly attractive because it creates a sense of security. If this sign describes you, leave a 2 in the comments below. I'd love to know how many of you have noticed people turning to you for advice more often as you've grown older. Sign 5. You have a quiet, relaxed confidence. It isn't about being the loudest person in the room. It isn't about wearing expensive clothes or telling everyone about your accomplishments. In fact, truly confident older men often do the exact opposite. They don't feel the need to prove anything. Have you ever noticed how some men immediately try to dominate every conversation? They interrupt, boast about their past, or constantly seek approval from those around them. At first, they may attract attention, but attention and admiration are not the same thing. Now think about the man who enters the room with a warm smile, greets people sincerely, and listens as much as he speaks. He isn't competing with anyone. He doesn't seem concerned about impressing others because he's already comfortable with who he is. That kind of confidence is remarkably attractive. As we grow older, many of life's biggest lessons begin to reshape our priorities. We realize that winning every argument isn't important. We become less interested in proving our worth and more interested in enjoying meaningful conversations, genuine friendships, and peaceful moments. That inner security changes the way people experience us. Women, in particular, often appreciate this quality because it creates a sense of emotional stability. A man who remains calm when plans change, who doesn't become defensive over small disagreements, and who treats everyone with quiet respect is someone who naturally makes others feel comfortable. Imagine sitting with a group of friends at dinner. One person constantly tries to become the center of attention, while another simply joins the conversation with thoughtful comments, laughs easily, and allows everyone else to feel included. Long after the evening ends, people often remember the second person more fondly. His presence felt effortless, and that feeling stayed with them. This kind of confidence doesn't come from believing you're better than anyone else. It comes from accepting yourself, your strengths, your imperfections, and the experiences that have shaped your life. That acceptance removes the pressure to perform, and people can sense it almost immediately. Ironically, the less you seek validation, the more attractive you often become. Others are drawn to those who appear comfortable in their own skin because confidence is reassuring. It signals emotional maturity, self-control, and resilience, qualities that become increasingly valuable with age. Of course, no one feels confident every single day. We all have moments of doubt. But quiet confidence isn't the absence of insecurity. It's the ability to move through life without allowing those insecurities to define you. If you've reached a point where you no longer feel the need to compete, impress, or constantly explain yourself, don't mistake that for losing your spark. It's the calm confidence of a man who knows exactly who he is and has no need to prove it to anyone. Sign 6. People compliment your fitness. In fact, one of the biggest misconceptions about attractiveness is that you have to be muscular or exceptionally fit to make an impression. That's simply not true, especially as you get older. What people notice isn't perfection. They notice vitality. Have you ever heard someone say, "You look great for your age," or "I hope I'm still that active when I get older"? Maybe a friend has commented on your posture, your energy, or how easily you keep up during a walk. These may sound like casual compliments, but they often reflect genuine admiration. Fitness isn't measured only by what you see in the mirror. It's revealed in the way you move through life. A man who walks with purpose, climbs stairs without struggling, enjoys regular activities, and carries himself with energy, naturally gives the impression that he values his health. That impression is attractive because it represents something deeper than appearance. It reflects discipline. Think about two men in their 70s. One spends most of his time sitting, rarely exercises, and often talks about what he can no longer do. The other takes a morning walk, stretches a few times each week, enjoys working in the yard, or plays with his grandchildren without running out of energy. Neither man has a perfect body, but one clearly radiates more life than the other. An active lifestyle also changes the small details that often go unnoticed. Your posture becomes more upright. Your handshake feels stronger. Your movements appear more confident and natural. Even your facial expression can seem brighter because regular physical activity improves mood and overall well-being. Perhaps most importantly, staying fit sends a powerful message about your mindset. It tells others that you haven't given up on yourself. It shows that you still believe your health is worth protecting and that you're willing to invest time and effort in your future. That quiet commitment is deeply attractive because it reflects responsibility, resilience, and self-respect. The goal isn't to look 30 again. It's to become the healthiest version of yourself today. Ironically, men who focus on feeling strong rather than looking impressive often appear more attractive because their confidence comes from genuine well-being instead of appearance alone. So if people compliment your energy, your posture, or the way you stay active, don't brush it aside as simple politeness. They're seeing a man who continues to care for himself, who values his health, and who approaches life with enthusiasm instead of resignation. Good health is more than a personal achievement. It is part of what makes you attractive. When you take care of your body, you don't just add years to your life. You also project the kind of vitality that people naturally admire at any age. Sign 7. Women laugh at your jokes. Think about the conversations you have with women in your daily life. You make a simple joke, nothing particularly clever, and she laughs with genuine warmth. Your first thought might be, she was just being polite. Sometimes that's true, but when it happens consistently, it often means something more. People rarely laugh because a joke is perfect. More often, they laugh because they enjoy the person telling it. Laughter is one of the clearest signs that someone feels comfortable around you. It shows they're relaxed, engaged, and enjoying the moment instead of simply waiting for the conversation to end. When someone laughs easily in your presence, it usually reflects the connection you've created, rather than the quality of the joke itself. Younger men sometimes feel pressure to impress others with clever stories or witty one-liners. Mature men often discover that humor doesn't have to be complicated. A simple observation, a playful comment, or even a harmless dad joke can brighten someone's day because it's delivered naturally and without trying too hard. That authenticity is part of the attraction. A man who can laugh at himself, smile during awkward moments, and avoid taking everything too seriously sends a powerful message. He appears emotionally secure. He isn't afraid of looking imperfect, and that confidence makes the people around him feel more relaxed as well. Imagine sitting on a park bench after a morning walk. A conversation begins with someone you've never met before. You make a small joke about forgetting where you parked your car, only to realize you walked there. She laughs. Not because it's the funniest joke she's ever heard, but because your easygoing attitude makes the conversation enjoyable. Moments like these create something that physical appearance alone never can. They create emotional connection. Humor also reflects emotional intelligence. Knowing when to joke, when to listen, and when to keep the conversation light shows that you understand people. It demonstrates empathy and social awareness, qualities that many women value far more than trying to appear impressive. Perhaps that's why some of the most memorable people aren't the most handsome or the most successful. They're simply the ones who leave others feeling happier after spending time with them. So, if women often laugh when you're around, even at your simplest jokes, don't immediately assume they're just being courteous. If you've ever noticed people laughing more easily when they're around you, leave a 3 in the comments below. I'd love to know if this sign resonates with you. Sign 8. You notice subtle flirting. The reason is simple. As we age, many of us stop expecting signs of attraction. We assume that if a younger woman is friendly, she's simply being polite. If she smiles, we think she's just being nice. If she starts a conversation, we convince ourselves it doesn't mean anything. Most people don't openly announce their interest. Instead, they reveal it through small, almost unconscious behaviors. For example, have you noticed a woman gently adjusting or playing with her hair while talking to you? Does she maintain comfortable eye contact instead of constantly looking around the room? Does she smile often, even when the conversation isn't particularly funny? These behaviors are easy to miss because they seem so natural. Yet they are common forms of nonverbal communication that can reflect genuine interest. Another clue is body orientation. When someone enjoys being with you, they naturally turn their body toward you. Even in a group conversation, their shoulders and feet often point in your direction. They may lean in slightly while you speak or remain engaged, even when others begin talking. Mirroring is another fascinating behavior. Without realizing it, people often copy the posture or gestures of someone they feel connected to. If you cross your arms, they may do the same a few moments later. If you lean back in your chair, they subtly mirror your position. This unconscious imitation is one way people build rapport and emotional connection. Then there are the small touches. Perhaps she lightly touches your arm while laughing, briefly brushes your shoulder while passing by, or closes the distance between you during a conversation without appearing uncomfortable. None of these actions alone proves attraction, but together they can suggest that she feels unusually at ease in your presence. Perhaps the strongest sign of all is genuine attention. In today's world, many conversations compete with phones, distractions, and wandering minds. So when someone listens carefully, remembers details you've shared, asks thoughtful, follow-up questions, and seems fully present. That level of attention is meaningful. It shows that your words matter to her. Of course, it's important to remain respectful and realistic. No single gesture should be treated as proof that someone is romantically interested. Personality, culture, and individual habits all influence body language. When warm eye contact, frequent smiles, open body language, attentive listening, subtle mirroring, and relaxed physical closeness begin to appear together, they often indicate that someone enjoys your company on a deeper level. If there's one message I'd like you to take away from today's video, it's this. Being an attractive older man isn't about trying to look 25 again. Real attraction doesn't come from chasing youth. It comes from embracing the qualities that only time can develop. A lifetime of experience teaches patience. Challenges build resilience. Good habits strengthen your health. Confidence grows from knowing who you are, instead of constantly trying to prove yourself. Your personal style reflects self-respect, and the way you treat others leaves a far greater impression than any physical feature ever could. These are the qualities that many people admire, even if they never say so out loud. So, if you've spent years believing that your best days are behind you, perhaps it's time to see yourself through a different lens. Instead of focusing on the wrinkles, the gray hair, or the number on your birthday cake, remember everything you've gained along the way. Your maturity, your confidence, your health, your character, your kindness. Those are the qualities that make an older man genuinely attractive. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 8 signs surprised you the most, or which one best describes you? If you enjoyed this video, please like, share it with someone who might need the encouragement, and subscribe to the channel for more videos about healthy aging, confidence, and meaningful relationships. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.